Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
An episode of The Great Gildersleeve starring Harold Peary from 79 years ago today, June 27th, 1943. It's Gildy's wedding day. We thank you for starting your week with us here on this Monday, 27th day of June, 178th day of 2022, 187 days remaining in the year. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints founder Joseph Smith murdered on this date in 1844 by a mob in Carthage, Illinois. In 1898, Joshua Slocum became the first person to successfully circumnavigate the Earth alone when he landed his sloop Spray in Newport, Rhode Island, a 46,000-mile trip. The Newbery Medal for Children's Literature first awarded on this date in 1922, and in 1950, the start of international involvement in the Korean War.
The Security Council recommends that the members of the United Nations furnish such assistance to the Republic of Korea as may be necessary to repel the armed attack and to restore international peace and security in the area.
Ambassador Warren Austin of the U.S. reading the UN resolution. As a result, President Truman ordered the Air Force and Navy into the Korean War on this date in 1950. The world's first atomic power station opened near Moscow on this date in 1954. Police and gays clashed at the Stonewall Inn in New York City in 1969, fostering the gay rights movement. Just prior to the 1974 Moscow summit, President Nixon made this statement.
What we are doing is establishing a record where the two strongest nations in the world and their leaders will seek greatness not but by what they might accomplish in war, but greatness by what they accomplish in the works of peace.
The summit led to the signing of the Threshold Test Ban Treaty, which banned nuclear devices having a yield exceeding 150 kilotons, over 150,000 tons of TNT. The legendary Route 66, running from Chicago to Santa Monica, California, decertified on this date in 1985, the victim of the interstate highway system. In 1991, Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall announced his retirement. When reporters asked him why he was retiring,
"What's wrong with me? I'm old. I'm getting old and coming apart."
The former Solicitor General, the first African-American on the Supreme Court, he stepped down at the conclusion of the term in October of 1991. He would pass away 15 months later at the age of 84. BTK killing suspect Dennis Rader pled guilty to 10 counts of first-degree murder on this date in 2005.
At this time, I'm going to ask, how do you plead to these 10 counts?
Gildy.
In testimony, Rader matter-of-factly described how he committed the crimes that terrorized the Wichita area for decades.
First of all, Mr. Otero was strangled, or a bag put over his head and strangled. Then I thought he was going down, and I went over and strangled Mrs. Otero, and I thought she was down. Then I strangled Josephine, thought she was down, and then I went over to Junior and put the bag on his head.
Rader sentenced to 10 consecutive life terms for the murders. He remains in the El Dorado, Kansas correctional facility to this date at the age of 77. Passing away on this date in history, fine actor Jack Lemmon, also General George Patton, actress Gail Storm, Don Grady from My Three Sons, soul singer Bobby Womack, Future Shock author Alvin Toffler, and the patriarch of the Jackson family, Joe Jackson. This is the birth date of Helen Keller, Also, actor Bob Keeshan of Captain Kangaroo fame, and Ross Perot, the billionaire politician. This is birthday number 80 for both Beach Boys singer-songwriter Bruce Johnston and also the man who performed the Music Box Dancer, Frank Mills. Fashion designer Vera Wang, 73. From Felicity, Alias, and Lost, J.J. Abrams, 56 years old today, the producer-director. Also from he was Spider-Man from 2002 to 2007, Tobey Maguire, 47. Khloe Kardashian, 38. From The Walking Dead, Elena Masterson is 34. Neville Longbottom in the Harry Potter films, Matthew Lewis, 33. And Carl from The Walking Dead, Chandler Riggs, 23. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 27th day of June as their birthday. If this is your birthday.
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you.
And we're going back 79 years to June 27th, 1943. Harold Peary as the Great Gildersleeve. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for making us a part of your Monday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station.
You ever make a change and then think, why didn't I do this years ago? Well, that's how people feel about switching to Medishare for their health care, especially now with inflation the way it is. People are very happy with the savings. Most families save about $500 a month when they switch. It's a huge help when prices are going up so fast in so many other areas. And Medishare's customer satisfaction rate is double that of health insurance. It's just a different experience, and people really like that. Medishare is an alternative to health insurance. It's a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills, and it's been going strong for over 25 years. It really is the gold standard, the most trusted name in healthcare sharing. Find out why people love it, find out why they rave about the customer service, and find out how good it feels to save some money right now. They're super easy to talk to. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE, 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on this Monday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we go back 79 years, June 27th, 1943. Harold Peary is going to get hitched to Leila, the Great Gildersleeve.
Kraft presents the Great Gildersleeve. Kraft Cheese Company will also bring you Bing Crosby every Thursday night. Present each week at this time Harold Peary as the Great Gildersleeve. Written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. Now let's hurry on to Summerfield, where the whole town seems to be in a flurry of excitement and anticipation. Cakes are a-baking and gifts are wrapping and tongues a-wagging. And everyone looks forward to the happy event which tomorrow will unite in matrimony Summerfield's favorite son. On the morn of his last day as a bachelor, we find the Great Gildersleeve lingering alone over breakfast and steadying his nerves with a fourth cup of coffee, while from the kitchen comes the sound of Bertie's rejoicing.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows but...
Bertie!
Yes, sir?
For goodness sake.
Something you want, Mr. Gildersleeve?
If you must sing something cheerful.
Yes, sir.
Where is everybody? Where's Marjorie? Where's Leroy?
I don't know, Mr. Gildersleeve. They came and they went.
Leroy didn't even finish his popsies.
No, sir. I expect he's down somewhere.
I don't know what's the matter with everybody here. I don't know what everybody is so sad about. Have to eat breakfast alone, have to listen to that.
Nobody knows how happy I am. Nobody knows but...
Bertie!
Yes, sir?
Nothing. Let it go. Let it go.
Nobody knows how happy I am.
Uncle Mort, I'm going down to help decorate the church.
Don't rush off, Marjorie. Come in and sit down with your old uncle while he finishes breakfast, won't you?
But I had 9 hours ago.
I know, but just sit with me, won't you?
Well, just for a minute.
I don't know what it is. Everybody seems to be avoiding me. Have I done something?
No, Uncle Mort, no. Of course not.
Bertie hardly speaks to me. You haven't been around all morning. I'd even be glad to see Leroy. What's wrong, Marjorie?
Nothing, I guess. Everything. I can't explain. You wouldn't understand.
Is it Ben? You miss him, don't you?
Sure, I miss him. But not as much as I'm going to miss you.
Why, Marjorie, I'm going to be around. Just because I'm getting married, that doesn't mean anything's going to be changed. Marjorie, you don't think I'd... Marjorie!
Don't ask me anymore, please.
I give up. Bertie,
Yes, sir, Mr. Gildersleeve.
tell me, what's the matter with everybody this morning?
I don't know, Mr. Gildersleeve. Maybe the June bug has got him.
What's the matter? Has the June bug got you, too?
Yes, I guess it has.
I give up. Anybody who has anything to do with women ought to have his head examined.
Oh, promise me that one day you and I...
Leroy!
Yes, Unc?
I've asked you before, please, not to sing that song.
What's the matter? Don't you like it?
I like the song, but I don't like your rendition.
Sorry.
Mr. Gildersleeve, excuse me.
Yes, Bertie, what do you want?
I love you.
Leroy!
No good?
No good. Come here, young man.
What, Unc? I'm just trying to put you in the mood.
You're going to put me in a sanitarium. I'm trying to talk with Bertie here, and you stick your shirt tail in. You're yelling your head off all the time. Now go find something to do.
Gosh, it's getting to a guy can't even open his mouth around here. What a character.
I heard that. Well, Bertie, what is it you wanted to say?
Well, sir, I suppose after you get married tomorrow, you probably won't be needing me anymore, huh?
Won't need you anymore. Bertie, stop talking nonsense.
Well, you'll be married then, and Mrs. Ransom probably got different ideas.
Listen, what's going on here? Is everybody gone crazy? Just because I'm getting married, the world doesn't have to come to an end. People have gotten married before, you know. People have been getting married for 15 or 20 years now. Ye gods, I never saw such a gloomy place. Marjorie crying, Leroy sulking, you talking about leaving. I can't stand it. I'm getting out of here. Hello, Peavy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this merry morning?
Give me something for a headache.
A headache? Well, would you say you were suffering from an intestinal headache, or an eye strain headache, or a brain fatigue headache?
I've just got a great big headache, Peavy. Haven't you just got a plain headache cure?
Well, now, Mr. Gildersleeve, cure is a word we pharmacists like to avoid. You know, most headache remedies, for example, simply alleviate.
Oh, they do. Then, for heaven's sake, alleviate mine. Quick, will you?
All right, sir. Let me see. I've got a new preparation here the wholesale man has been pushing. It's called Head Ease.
Well, give me some of that. I'll try anything.
Here, take this with a little water.
Thank you, Peavy.
It'll be a few minutes before that takes effect. That is, if it does take effect.
I might as well wait here, then. If I go home, it'll just start again anyway.
Headache caused by domestic difficulties, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes, Mr. Peavy. By George, the way they're all behaving, you'd think they had to get married tomorrow.
Oh, my. Tomorrow is the happy day, isn't it?
It's tomorrow. Tell me, is it normal for a man to be a little twitchy the day before his wedding?
Normal, Mr. Gildersleeve? Well, if anyone could say for sure what's normal and what isn't, he'd be a wise man.
Don't get off the track, Peavy. Were you nervous the day before your wedding?
Well, I wouldn't say nervous exactly, although my temperature went up to 99 2/10.
Fahrenheit, I suppose.
Yes. I checked it on 2 thermometers.
Well, my symptoms are different, Peavy. My left eye jumps. I've got a twitch in my left elbow, too, and, well, sort of a general apprehensive feeling.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it was possible that those symptoms all had some sort of psychological basis.
You mean you think they'll all disappear as soon as I marry?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. That reminds me, I hope you won't mind, but Mrs. Peavy and I sent Mrs. Ransom a wedding gift.
Oh, well, that was very nice of you and Mrs. Peavy.
Oh, it's nothing to get excited about, Mr. Gildersleeve. It's a radish bowl.
Oh. Well, it's nice for radishes, anyway.
What I started to say was we didn't have it monogrammed.
Oh, that's all right, Peavy. Thanks anyway.
I've always been leery of monograms ever since my brother's wedding was canceled at the last minute.
Canceled?
Yes. And, Mr. Gildersleeve, you just can't imagine the trouble there was returning those wedding presents.
Oh, it must have been terrible. How did it happen that your brothers...
The monogram things were the worst, I remember. Stores won't take them back, you know.
I know. You say the wedding was canceled?
This particular monogram was especially awkward because it happened to be QQP. A little off the beaten path, you might say.
Miles from it, Peavy. How did it happen your brother's wedding was canceled?
Well, I'll tell you. This was my younger brother. I don't believe you ever knew him. Lassiter, Peavy?
No. Never met Lassiter.
Well, he was engaged to marry a girl, a dancer named Queenie Quinn. I told you the monogram was QQP.
Yes, you told me.
Well, just the day before the wedding, he went to see her, and she took offense at some remark of his. She asked him to leave the house, and the next day she refused to marry him.
You don't say.
Yes, sir, and she was as good as her word.
Peavy, there was no other man involved.
Oh, no.
Your brother didn't lose all his money or anything.
No.
The girl just called the whole thing off because of a chance remark?
Well, I'm not sure, Mr. Gildersleeve. Knowing the lady in question, I always thought maybe Lassiter made that remark on purpose.
Oh, well, I think I'll be running along now, Peavy.
Well, how about a sedative for that jumpy feeling, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I won't need it, Peavy. I feel much better now. Remark, eh? All I need is a good remark. Leila, I'll say you and I have got to have an understanding. Things are going to be different around here after we're married. Things are going to be done the way I want. And if you don't like it, now is the time to do something about it, or forever after hold your peace. I'll tell her. Leila?
Honey, darling.
Darling. Leila, you and I have got to have an understanding.
Darling, I'd love to have an understanding with you.
You would?
Of course, right now I'm a little busy.
No, right now.
All right, darling. I just thought with the wedding and all.
The wedding can wait.
If you say so, darling, of course.
You don't have to be such a martyr about it.
Darling, nothing in the world is as important to me as what you want to do. You know that.
Huh?
Now, come sit down beside Leila on the swing and tell her what's troubling you.
I don't want to sit down.
Well, then maybe you'd like to walk in the garden. The roses are gorgeous.
I hate walking.
Oh, well then...
I hate roses, too. Let's sit down.
All right, let's. Oh, darling, your tie's all crooked. Here, let me fix it. You know, you need someone to take care of you. You really do.
What's the matter with my tie? I like it the way it is.
Oh, Throckmorton, you're being just a teensy bit difficult this morning.
Who's being difficult? Just because I make a chance remark about a tie, you try to make a great big issue out of it. Well, if you don't like it...
Oh, darling, don't misunderstand me. I love you when you're being difficult.
Huh?
It reminds me of Beauregard.
Beauregard.
I'll never forget when I was married to Beauregard. When he got up in the morning, he was always cross as a bear till he'd had his breakfast.
Well, I've had breakfast.
Why, some mornings he'd feel so mean he'd deliberately try to pick a quarrel with me. And then I'd kiss him and it made him so mad.
You mean he quarreled with you and you liked him for it?
Oh, gracious, no woman wants a man who has no spirit.
Peavy ought to get around more.
What, dear?
Oh, I said I'm sorry if I seem peevish.
Oh.
Wait. The fact is, well, I've come here to confess something, Leila.
Oh, I love confessions.
Leila, please, be serious.
I'm serious, darling. Go on.
Well, I feel I should tell you this, Leila. I feel that I should warn you. I'm not worthy of you, my dear.
Oh, Throckmorton, don't be silly.
I'm not. I'm a terrible fellow, really. Hardly anybody likes me. There are things about me you don't know, Leila. I've done things you wouldn't believe.
Why, how fascinating. Tell me about them.
I couldn't, Leila. I couldn't. They're the kind of things people don't speak about. I can only warn you that if you go through with this wedding, it'll bring you nothing but unhappiness, Leila, much as it hurts me to say it.
Oh, now, Throckmorton, don't you worry. I'm going to tell you a secret. Beauregard was no saint either.
Beauregard. Always Beauregard.
I guess I never told you about my tragedy with Beauregard. It's a thing I don't talk about much. Even after all these years, the memory is too painful.
It's all right with me if I never hear about Beauregard again.
Oh, I'll never forget him standing there in the doorway that night, so proud and so handsome. We'd had words about something, and he said some dreadful things to me, and I guess I said some dreadful things to him. And as he went out, he paused and he said, "Well, woman, is that all you have to say to me?" And that's all I said to him, Throckmorton. With just one word, one single word, I could have held him, but I didn't. I let him go. And that's the last time he was ever seen alive. I'll never forgive myself.
There, Leila.
That's why I'll never let you go, Throckmorton. Never, never, never.
Peavy.
Oh, I know we're going to be happy together, darling. Say we're going to be happy together, just you and I.
Sure, just you and I in Beauregard.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds.
June 27th, 1943, the great Gildersleeve. Now, let's think about something for a moment. If Gildersleeve had gotten married, do you think the show would have continued as long as it did? I think his womanizing played a lot in the reason for the show's ongoing success. June 27th, 1943, the great Gildersleeve here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll have the news from 79 years ago and the conclusion of Gildy's wedding in a moment.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Thanks for joining us on this Monday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We're listening to an episode of The Great Gildersleeve starring Harold Peary from 79 years ago, June 27th, 1943. In the newspapers of that Sunday 79 years ago, these were some of the headlines. In war news, tasks of turning Germany's Great Ruhr Valley into junkyard reported near completion after 7 straight nights of shattering bombing attacks. German propagandists admit to their own people that Germany is terribly hurt and rave that American airmen are cultural vandals and military barbarians for their part in an unparalleled aerial attack. Mass squadrons of flying fortresses shattering strategic sections of earthquake-proof city of Mazens in the biggest attack yet staged in the Mediterranean. Raid marks another blow in continuing efforts to isolate Sicily. And in the Pacific, sporadic raids by American and Japanese air forces reported by the Navy while in Northern Pacific, bombers of the Aleutian Command delivered 3 new attacks on Japanese installations at Kiska. The Senate joined the House yesterday in repudiating the Office of Price Administration's food subsidy rollback and voted besides to transfer future subsidy operations from the Office of Price Administration to the War Food Administrator, Chester C. Davis. Thus, the administration suffering its second major setback in 2 days, the anti-subsidy action following Congress's overriding of President Roosevelt's veto of the anti-strike bill. In no mood for extended debate, the Senate voted 46-29 to kill the rollback, which Price Administrator Prentice Brown has said is essential to hold the line against inflation. It then swiftly adopted without a record vote an amendment by Senator O'Mahony, the Wyoming Democrat, transferring subsidy authority to the Food Administrator. Housewives may expect higher butter and meat prices under the congressional decision to forbid further use of subsidies by the Office of Price Administration. The prices of these products presumably will return to their former levels, the ceilings posted before the rollbacks went into effect. Thus, a pound of butter now selling for 49 cents would go back to 54 cents. Its price before the rollback of about 5 cents a pound went into effect. Meat prices would go up about 10%. All of this, of course, is predicated upon the anti-subsidy actions becoming law. Conflicts between the House and Senate versions have yet to be worked out, and then the issue will be up to President Roosevelt whether to veto the bill extending the life of the Commodity Credit Corporation, the measure to which the anti-subsidy amendments are attached. Under the law, he must accept or veto the entire bill. 3 of the nation's business leaders envisioned in a broadcast symposium last night a post-war world in which the U.S. would abandon isolationism. They were the chairman of the J.P. Morgan and Company board, Thomas P. Lamont, the president of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Eric A. Johnson, and the president of the International Business Machines Company, Thomas J. Watson. Lamont said, quoting, "Never shall we Americans dare to be isolationists again. Powerful as America may be, she can never by her own force alone insure herself against war." Johnson saying he was not at all afraid of any destructive competition from foreign shores because American labor has been able to produce more than any other country in the world, and American industry is the master of low-cost production. Captain A.A. Masson of Les Fusiliers de Mont-Royal, who escaped from a German internment camp after being taken prisoner in August 1942, said in a copyrighted interview with the Montreal Standard yesterday that, if you can believe Dr. Paul Schmidt, Nazi foreign press chief, German leaders know they have lost the war, and now they are fighting only for what they term an honorable peace. Captain Masson, now on active duty in Canada, said he talked with Schmidt while in the internment camp and asked him if he did not realize that with America in the war and the growing might of the Allies, you cannot win. Masson said Schmidt answered, "We came close to losing the war in 1940 when we missed out by not invading Britain. We did not know how thoroughly France was disorganized. If we had known, we had gone on, and the war would have been over a long time ago." Those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Sunday, June 27th, 1943, on your radio, The Great Gildersleeve, which concludes next on this Monday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
On Tuesday's Classic Radio Theater, we go back 72 years ago to June 28, 1950, as Robert Young stars in an episode of Father Knows Best, Wedding Preparations. The Andersons are preparing for the wedding of Margaret's cousin Louise, but it's turning out to be more than Jim can handle. That'll be on tomorrow's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. But let's wrap up The Great Gildersleeve from 79 years ago, June 27th, 1943. Gildy's Cold Feet for Getting Married.
Now, what of the great Gildersleeve? Well, the condemned man ate a hearty dinner, sat silently for half an hour, puffing on a cigar which he'd forgotten to light, and excused himself early. Big day ahead. For hours he tossed and turned in his bed, unable to sleep. And now at last, with the first pale light of dawn breaking over the South Street church, he's dozed off. The figure of Gildersleeve lies a dormant mass in a twisted sheet, but through his tortured brain race wild dreams, the dreams of a desperate man.
I can't go through with it.
Buck up, old man, buck up.
No, I can't go through with it.
Do you, Leila, take this man to be thy wedded husband, to love and to cherish, to have and to hold, till death do you part?
Indeed I do.
And do you, Throckmorton, take this woman to be thy wedded wife, to love, honor, and obey, till death do you part?
No!
Come back here!
Gildersleeve!
Head him off, somebody!
There he goes!
Oh, right through the Annie B. Mulhauser Memorial window. After him, then!
Unc!
Where are you, Leroy?
Here in the bushes. Quick, follow me. Marge has the car waiting.
Good boy. Run for it.
Step on it, Marge. I am stepping on it.
We'll step on it some more. Leroy, remind me to get the oil changed next time we get
Here
up.
they come. They're gaining on us.
Oh, my goodness.
Judge Hooker's at the wheel.
Hooker, he'll stop at nothing.
We haven't a chance, Unc. He's got a C card and we've only got an A.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Here comes the coroner. Boy, we took that one on 2 retreads.
If we can just make the house, I know a swell place to hide in the cedar closet.
Here we are. Pile out, Uncle Moore. Run forward, Unc.
Come on, kids. They'll be here any minute. Oh, the door's locked. Bertie, let me in.
Who that wants to come in?
It's me, Gildersleeve.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve ain't here.
I know he's not here. I mean, he is so here. He's right here with me. I mean, I'm him. Never mind what I mean. Let me in, Bertie.
I'm sorry, I can't let nobody in till Mr. Gildersleeve comes back. He's down at the church getting married.
No, he's not. He's right here. Don't you recognize me, Bertie? It's me, Mr. Gildersleeve. Open the door and you'll see.
I ain't taking no chances. Let me hear you laugh.
Quick, Uncle Moore. Laugh. Here they come. Laugh. 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 Don't laugh.
How can I laugh?
Mr. Gildersleeve. Why didn't you say so?
Come on, Leroy, Marge, be quick. Slam the door. They're after me, Bertie. Protect me.
Who's after you?
Judge Hooker and his posse.
Well, they ain't going to get you. Not while I got this meat chopper.
Oh. Quiet. I hear them coming up the walk.
Throckmorton, no, Throckmorton.
There's nobody home but the maid.
Come out, wherever you are.
I won't.
Please.
No.
Pretty please.
No.
Come on, Gildersleeve. We've got the place surrounded. I'll give you just 30 seconds to come out of there.
Then what'll you do?
I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down.
He'll do it, too, the old windbag.
Oh, my goodness. What am I going to do?
I'm huffing.
No.
I'm puffing.
Don't.
I'm going to blow.
No, don't blow. I'll give up, Judge. I'll give up. I'll give up, Judge.
You talking about Gildy. It's time to wake up.
Mr. Gildersleeve, wake up. The judge is here. My land, look how he's tangled up that bed.
Wake up, old man. Wake up.
I never saw such huffing and puffing.
Judge, Bertie, oh, my goodness, I had the most horrible dream. I dreamed it was my wedding day.
Well, get up, you darn fool. It is.
Well, there it is. And whoever invented an ascot tie, I hope he chokes. And he will if he wears one like this.
Now, Gildy, you look fine. Here, slip on the vest.
Vest in the middle of July. Who said July was a good month for weddings?
It's not July, Gildy. It's only June.
June's no good either. Give me the coat.
There. I got you looking like a model bridegroom.
I don't believe it.
Look in the glass. How's that?
I look like a barefooted floor walker.
Well, shoes will help. And for heaven's sake, get going. We're due at the church in half an hour.
Oh, don't keep saying that.
Well, we are.
I'm
Hurry
waiting.
up now and put on your shoes.
I'm waiting for my socks. Bertie's ironing my blue socks.
Blue?
Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue.
Gildy.
Am I blue? Am I blue?
Throckmorton, please. Now, it's getting late and you're behaving like an irresponsible child. Now, buck up.
I'm sorry, Horace. I'll be all right. I'll go through with it.
That's the stuff, Gildy.
Judge, how would it be if I sent her an anonymous letter warning her not to marry me?
She'd recognize your handwriting.
Oh, yes, darn it.
Uncle Mort, are you almost ready?
Oh, yes, my dear. Just trying to pull the judge together.
Is he all right, Judge? He looks terrible.
You're right, my dear. I do look terrible. I'm not going to wear this thing.
Oh, now, Uncle Mort, you look very nice.
Oh, thank you, my dear. You look nice, too.
Oh, do I really look all right? I've been so rushed I hardly know what I've got on.
What's been keeping you so busy?
Well, Leila got a run on her last pair of nylons, and I simply tore all over town to find her another pair. And then she lost the key to her suitcase, so I had to take it to the lock man.
Why not let Leroy do that?
He's guarding the wedding presents.
Oh, my goodness. Whose idea was that? Don't tell me.
Well, I've got to go, Uncle Mort. Hurry him up a little, won't you, Judge?
Yeah.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. You'd think this wedding was being put on by a family of train dispatchers. What are you doing, Hooker?
Just checking over a few last things. Did you remember to send the bride's bouquet?
Yes, Horace, I sent the bride's bouquet.
That's good. What'd you send?
Daisies.
Daisies? Merciful heavens, Gildersleeve, what was the idea of sending her daisies?
They were all out of geraniums.
Geraniums would have been worse.
Geraniums happen to be her favorite flower. She told me so.
Yeah, but she wouldn't want to get married in them.
Judge, I could get myself arrested. Maybe I could rob a bank.
The banks are all closed now.
Oh, yeah. There must be some way to get in jail.
Excuse me, Mr. Gildersleeve. Here's your sock.
Oh, thank you, Bertie. Loyal to the last.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. And if I don't see you again before you're married, I wish you all the happiness in the world.
Thank you, Bertie. Thank you.
Come on, Gildy, come on. Get your shoes on now.
All right.
Oh, Throckmorton, there's one other little matter. It's customary for the best man to pay the minister.
All right, go ahead and pay him. Don't bother me with details.
Yeah, but the groom always provides the money.
What?
You put the fee in a little envelope with Dr. Needham's name on it, and I hand it to him.
Oh, no, you don't, Hooker. I wasn't born yesterday.
Now, don't be a stubborn jackass. It's just to save you embarrassment at a time when you'll have your hands full. If you'd rather give him the envelope yourself, go ahead.
Well, how much do I put in the envelope?
Oh, the usual amount.
Well, what is the usual amount?
Well, I don't know. I believe it's just whatever you think the minister deserves for marrying you.
Well, I'll have to give him more than that, Judge.
Well, maybe $10.
Hi, Judge. How's the bridegroom coming along?
Well, little Leroy. Come here, my boy.
What do you want?
Leroy, it's nice to see you dressed up for a change.
Thanks, Unc. Same to you. Stick your shirt tail in.
Yeah. Well, won't be long now, my boy.
No, won't be long now.
We've got to stick together, my boy. After all, we're the men of the family.
That's right, Unc.
Leroy, you remember that old haunted house?
Yeah?
What if we sneaked out there right now and you tied me up with a lot of ropes and left me there till this thing blows over, huh?
Ooh, that's a great idea. We could go up.
All right, Gildy, no more of that. Go on, get out of here, Leroy. Your uncle's got a lot of things on his mind.
What's that?
That's the taxi I ordered to take us to the church. Come on, Gildy, we're late now.
But, Judge...
Hurry up, Gildy. Taxis cost money.
But, Horace...
Gildersleeve, what on earth are you doing?
I'm looking for my good luck piece. Oh, I can't find my good luck piece.
Never mind it.
Let go of me, Horace. I can't go without my good luck piece. Stay with me, Horace. Can't seem to remember what I'm supposed to do.
Just stand here, Throckmorton.
Here?
Yes. Then when Leila gets here, you and she walk side by side up the steps and stand in front of Dr. Needham.
Way up there?
Of course.
Where will you be, Horace?
I'll be right behind you, old boy. Now, here comes Leila. Go on up.
Hello, Leila.
Daisies.
Well, I...
Hush.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the presence of this company to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony. If any man can show just cause why they may not lawfully be joined together, let him now speak, or else hereafter forever hold his peace. Throckmorton, wilt thou have this woman to be thy wedded wife, to live together in
I beg your pardon, Doctor. Just one moment, please.
Who's that?
A soldier.
I happen to be this lady's husband.
Beauregard!
Darling, I thought you were dead.
Why, Leila, child, I never felt better in my life.
Well, Throckmorton, I hardly know what to say. This seems to be my late husband.
Late my eye. He's just in time. Well, that was a pretty narrow squeak for me, wasn't it, folks? Good old Beauregard. This is our last broadcast this season, but we'll return again in just 8 weeks. Before saying goodbye, we want to thank you for all the Sunday evenings you've given us and the nice letters you've written us. We want to thank our sponsors, the Kraft Cheese Company, for their sympathetic understanding and cooperation. And we want to give the credit due to all the members of the Gildersleeve family whom you have come to know over the past year. Shirley Mitchell, who plays Leila, Lorene Tuttle as Marjorie, Lillian Randolph, who plays Bertie, Walter Tetley, who plays Leroy, Earl Ross, who plays Judge Hooker, Ben Alexander as Bashful Ben, and Richard LeGrand, our Mr. Peavy. Thanks, too, to Claude Sweeten for his excellent music, and 3 low bows to our writers, John Whedon and Sam Moore, and to our chief, the producer, Cecil Underwood. Good night, everybody. Have a pleasant summer.
This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company. We hope you'll be listening when the Great Gildersleeve returns again the end of August at this same time and over these same stations.
Gildersleeve had a narrow escape there, didn't he? And let's face it, a married Gildersleeve would not be as much fun. And let's point out, by the way, that Ben Alexander, Ben, who was away at the war, of course, would later play a role in Dragnet. June 27th, 1943. Thank you to the Great Gildersleeve here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We thank you for making us a part of your day. And we are frequently getting comments from people saying, why don't you just play the shows? We point out that Classic Radio Theater is not a show just about old radio. It is a show about history. And that history requires some delving into the newspapers and the events of the day. And so we bring that to you as something that you don't find ever any other place. I mean, you really don't. We're the only ones that do it. And 100 radio stations can't be wrong, can they? Alrighty, if you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. You can find all of our shows on demand at classicradio.stream. You can stream our shows, learn more about classic radio collecting. Contact me there. Find our social media links, find other places where you can get the shows. And also, you can buy me coffee. Now, that Buy Me a Coffee link, that takes you to a place where you can throw a little money my way, and the best part about that is I spend that money on finding new, great radio shows. Thank you for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial, and have a great Monday. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.